pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Start off with, is there any additions or corrections for March 11th, 2025 minutes?
I make a motion to pass the minutes on March 11th, 2025.
I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Moving on to old business. Do you have any old business? The only thing that I have that I just thought about was here was, I know we probably should re-quote for the generators that can match it. I think that's something that's needs to be needed. That's the only thing I have. Are you going to take care of that then? Okay. New business. Any new business, Kim? The only thing that I have that I added was for the first responders, and I think I sent you an email too, Kim, and everybody, was the after action for the event that just happened. It's going to be on the 21st at the Matchett Center at 4 o'clock p.m. And I thought it would be bigger space down there than here because it's going to be from Plymouth. Did you get the email?
Yeah, I got it.
Okay. So if you want any of your firemen there, they can come up there with that.
Okay.
And then IDM got a hold of me. They gave us verbal to do burning if we wanted to. It's kind of a new thing. You done quotes for the chipping?
Yeah, I had one that was like $17,000.
So,
and that's just one. I've got another one on the way as soon as I get the chip with brushes.
Wood that's been
Most Kim Excavating took most of the logs out of all that out there too, so it's mainly brush right now.
So right now they gave us a 10-day permit to burn it. They're in a permit to give them a written permit, which will last for 60 days. And I should have that in the next couple days. So
okay, I'll work something out with the fire department.
Is that just brush?
yes.
Are we going to do it in small piles?
We're already dealing with those right now.
Small piles out of that big pile. I agree with the discussion we had the other night with it being spring and the wind coming out of the south-southwest. That's going to be a lot of smoke.
Right.
Pine green.
Well, the green pine would be a lot of smoke. They guarantee it, right? So
I would much, if that's what we're considering doing, I really suggest we do smaller piles, and at least test piles.
Do you want to try the test piles?
yeah, I'll get with the fire department. We'll try something.
Okay.
We'll try it.
And I put you the lead on that.
Okay.
IDM.
That's fine.
Okay.
All right.
Reports from department heads. Kim?
Approval of claims 7292 to 7366, $294,632.23.
I make a motion to approve the claims 7292 through 7366 for $294,632.23.
I'll second.
All in favor say aye.
Aye.
Motion carries.
I met, like as I stated earlier, I met with the insurance adjuster yesterday, and we walked through the areas of the town that we had damage with. So they went through the street department buildings, the lift station, the parks. We had a little bit of damage over at the water plant. And so I've reached out to a bunch of different places today asking for quotes. I sent the insurance adjuster a bunch of pictures from the building. And so we're just kind of waiting until we get some of the information back. At the lift stations and stuff, they asked for a lot of diagnostic information on that, which I think a lot of that was from lightning strikes and so I'll keep you guys informed of that. That has been moving forward.
On that, Kim, since should we do an updated assessment of our property?
We just did that. In fact, we had just switched carriers because the price increase. So now we're with Selective Insurance, but that all was done in January. Our policy took effect the first part of February. So we went through all of that prior to our coverage being updated. So I think at the moment we're pretty good on that. I did also receive a invoice from Marshall County Economic Development asking for their next quarter payment. I know when we discussed this back in January, you guys voted to pay the first quarter and then was going to revisit that.
Is this invoice for the first quarter?
No, it's for
It's
the second quarter.
Say what you're gonna say.
I don't know. We've got a lot of other irons in the fire right now.
I would ask we table that right now. He hasn't formally been here and asked for it, other than just send something to us. And I
Have we
think
gotten a monthly report since January?
No. So last year motioning to table.
I'll second that.
And then, of course, you know, with everything that we've been through on Wednesday, just a outpouring of all kinds of love and support throughout the community. I also have received a lot of donations, and the majority of all of those people wanted to remain anonymous. So far, we have received $34,805 in donations. I'm needing you guys to accept them.
I make a motion to accept those donations.
I second it with a great thank you.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Very generous people.
And
Very
speaking of that,
generous.
the money thing, Kim, you're just, you're through a lot. I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart, because, I mean, there's a lot of stuff going down to your receipts and the fire department calling, and I mean, you've done a lot of this too, as far as everybody, so I just wanted to acknowledge that.
Thank you. I appreciate that.
Thank you, Kim.
Thanks. And also, there will be a separate fund item line, which, like next month when you see your fund balances report, that will say donations, tornado donations. So it'll be different from some of the other donations that we received. And at that point, then
How will we use those funds? Do we know?
that will all be up to the council. I mean, I guess if it comes down to insurance deductibles or whatever, or things that might end up maybe not being covered fully. And at that point, you guys will decide on that, how that will be done. Yeah.
It's very, very.
No,
amazing.
it was amazing. And, honestly, Macy and I both felt really bad come Friday because we still had so many people reaching out, and, we just had so much help that we just told them how much they were appreciated, but we were good. So,
It's not possible to thank everybody.
I know, no, and yeah, there's no way you can thank everybody. So, that's all I have.
Roger Terry.
Give me next instead of Bill.
You gotta do Bill.
You got it.
You turned the
Bill,
Bill.
turn the
There,
page.
Yes,
turn the
Bill.
page.
I'm sorry.
Here's my monthly report.
Looks like you've been busy. And thank you for your contribution to assisting with tornado. And all your guys that have pulled out. Or pulled out to help.
I just think it's way about if you start, there's no end to it. It was amazing. And I would also like to hire Keenan Hanley on the part-time roster. He moved back to town from Texas. He's Texas certified, and we would help him. I think he has to go down and test out in criminal law and traffic law. He would be Indiana certified.
Yeah, I'm not against it, I'm just asking the question, do we have somebody leave? Didn't we just have 2 spots?
On part-time, we have probably 5 or 6.
Oh, do we? Okay. I'll make a motion, or if he's got a background in, I make the motion to hire Keenan, Hanlon.
I'd make that second, I'll second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
Motion carried.
I've met him, quite the guy. Very good guy.
Anything else? Chief, pardon? Roger Terry.
Okay, let's start with the activity reports.
Yeah, this doesn't look filled out yet.
I know. We had a tornado, so.
Oh, they expected all that, though.
It will be. Let's start with, we got those, let's do the mowing contracts that Alex has prepared for us. Sorry for the last minute. We just got them back today. So there's 2 contracts. One is for services we've already had in the past. The second one,
Yeah, but they're 2 separate.
they're 2 separate ones.
Oh, I got you, yeah, okay, I see.
The second one is for the additional mowing for the rest of the mowing that we mow ourselves.
So it'll be the whole town.
It'd be the whole town with the 2 contracts together, correct?
Okay, well, I guess I kinda asked for this to be done, so, the reason being is we talked about a part-time person. And I wanted to know what that looked like, and as far as taking a full-time person and making them, focusing on other town things other than just mowing. What, 4 days a week out of 5?
Approximately, but it's he mows when we get our other stuff done. When I need help too. I mean, it's.
So I just wanted to look at comparables. To me, it's completely up to Roger. I mean, you're looking at the part-time person, you're looking at the cost, the extra social security, the extra possible injuries. Focus on making sure that they stay busy and have everything they need. And this would also take away some mower wear and tear also. So I asked for that quote. Thank you for getting it. And as far as I'm concerned, it's up to Roger. What he decides he wants to do is on
What's
either
your
or.
thoughts, Roger?
Well, to me, that's an awful lot of money to pay for somebody to mow. But we already pay somebody to mow. But if it alleviates a guy to help out with the other departments, that's a good deal too. So.
What would you prefer? We keep asking you.
Yeah, I know.
It's totally up to you, Roger. I mean, I just want to make sure there's options that maybe we haven't looked at it in the past.
I guess the question is can we afford the extra?
Kim will find.
I think it'd be one or the other, right?
Well, that is your favorite
So-
statement in the whole life.
No, I guess what did we pay a part-time person in the past?
So our hourly amount that we budgeted for the part-time person was $14,000. And as you mentioned, the Social Security and all that stuff, of course, that's budgeted separate in a different line item. So yeah, that's all taken into consideration in our line items for our extra taxes, the Social Security and FICA. And so, honestly, I mean, probably in the long run, it would be a wash. It would probably come up to that $17,600 once you figure in all of the extra tax portion of it. Yeah, I mean, that's.
Are you better useful with the extra set of hands for you?
Yes.
I have to understand. So.
Yeah, I know. So,
Are you gonna keep them busy?
yes. There is plenty of stuff to do. Little stuff, big
Now
stuff.
this is minus a part-time person.
Yes,
We're
I
not
get
gonna-
that. I
okay,
get that,
so
right.
that's.
Because
That would
they,
be the thing.
with these,
We can't do it that way.
right, with these 2 contracts, they'll keep a guy busy all week.
What will?
Hoppers will have a general, yeah, we won't have to worry about that.
They're asking you about your full-time
Yes.
person.
Yes, are you better off with a part-time person, letting your full-time person do this for out of 5 days a week? Or are you better utilizing your full-time person that's already trained and not having your part-time person and allowing offers to do the mowing for the town? And then the other question I have is what conditions are mowing?
The mower has about 2,000 hours.
Okay.
And the other one has about 4,500 hours.
So we're looking at replacements,
We're looking at replacements soon, so
and they're not cheap. You're probably talking 10 or 15
I-
dollars.
I asked the question, I asked for the contract, this is why, just an open conversation. As far as my vote is concerned, it's completely up to Roger what he wants to decide. He's our department head, and he knows how the scheduling goes.
so we could try this for this year, and we'll revisit it next year to see what goes on.
Totally up to you, I mean, it's your call.
That'll be my call. We'll try it for this year, see what happens, how it works out. If not, we'll revisit it next year because it'll be for just this year if the contracts will be. So that means, okay, let's try that. We'll do that. We'll try it for 1 year, see what happens.
Just to verify of all the mowing, right? That was-
All except the ponds. And they don't need to be doing the ponds because I don't think he has equipment to do the ponds. We'll take care of the ponds.
How much time does that take?
Couple hours, 3 or 4 hours. Because you gotta have a
And they
tractor.
don't do that every week.
No, they don't do that every week. It's probably about once every 2 to 3 weeks, and it's a brush hog and a tractor, so, which we already
Yeah,
have.
it's like Ken said, it's a wash, so
Yeah,
it's
it's a wash.
totally up to you.
Yeah, let's try it for 1 year and revisit it at the beginning of the year, at the end of the year, and see how it works out.
I make a motion to accept whatever Roger's wishes are as far as the mowing contract for the part-time person.
Do you wanna look at these before you sign
So
them?
you're approving both of them, right?
We're approving both of them, correct?
I make a motion to approve both of them, and
Yes.
do we have
Okay, so-
to change our vote on part-time to last month then?
Yes, we will not need a part-time
Change the
person.
vote.
To hire a part-time
We
person?
we voted to hire a part-time
You can,
person.
yeah, if you just wanna make a motion to rescind that, here you guys go. You can, well, you're gonna abstain,
I
aren't
have to
you?
abstain, yes.
Here, Les, these are the ones you guys will need to,
It's
okay, so
Brandon.
you made the motion, Les?
crazy, it's pretty much what you.
I made the motion, basically,
It's
to not have a
rewritten,
part-time
of
person
course.
this year and have offers due on full-time this year.
I will second. Well, I can't.
You can't, you can't.
Yeah.
I'll second.
Okay, and Terry's abstaining,
Yeah.
okay.
All
All
right,
in favor, say aye.
I got caught up in part-time.
okay, thank you.
Yep, thank you.
The second part is, I need a new striping machine. Paint striping machine, because the one I have is like 25 years old and the pump's getting weak. And I have 2 quotes there. One from Michael Todd, which is a salesman, and the other one is from, Sherman Williams in Plymouth. I did budget the money for this from last year to this year, so.
One's theirs and one's ours.
No, they're two separate ones.
They're two
The
separate
original-
ones.
The original mowing that they've done for us,
Forever.
numerous years in the past. The other one is the additional.
Is the
Okay,
addition.
so I'll make sure I'm paying attention to what I'm saying.
Okay.
So, yeah, you guys asked that they would be in two separate ones.
Yes.
Strike machine.
Striping machine. There's 2 quotes on the back side of my activity report. And the front quote for Michael Todd, if we did this at the beginning of the year, would have been $1,000 cheaper. Now, with all the tariffs and stuff, they've added $1,000 to it, so, yeah, that's what the excuse was. But I had it all recorded, so to bring it to this meeting.
Didn't the machine get damaged in a tornado?
No, it's just 30 years old.
Good try there, Les. Good
It's
try.
just 30 years old.
I thought the wind took it.
Oh, just need approval to purchase one is what I need.
And it's in the budget.
It's
so
in my budget.
I
yes.
make a, which quote?
I will go with the Sherman Williams one because they're local.
Alright, I'll make a motion to approve the Sherman Williams, paint sprayer for $6,229.49.
I will
Okay.
second that.
Okay. The next part of it is the community crossing grant. Our community crossing grant is out for bid right now, and we're gonna need to get a special meeting the week of May 5th before the next council meeting, so we can get the bids approved for our community crossing, so we can award
They're
this.
they're gonna be opened on.
They're being
the
open, sorry, and they'll
And
be
approved
approved.
then at
Thank
the-
you,
yeah.
sorry, I got ahead of
So
myself.
when do we have that meeting?
Pardon?
The week, it's from the 5th to the
It's
9th.
on, yeah, it's on May 5th, so whatever time you guys want, we can make that.
Let's just make it 4:00.
4:00
Okay,
On the first day.
That's
on May
May
5th.
5th at 4:00. Okay.
We'll approve them then at a regular council meeting in May. But, I mean, we did not get approved for what
Exactly.
we did not get approved for what we had, put our applications in for.
That was
So
the other
you
thing.
need, yeah,
We got approved for crack sealing is all we got approved for. They took our paving out for some mysterious odd reason that we haven't had an explanation yet. So all we're getting this year is crack filling. So we're gonna see what the numbers look like. We're gonna try to apply the second go around, because we still got all that information for it, so.
Is that because of excise?
I have no idea. They never really gave us an explanation.
but that will definitely make a difference moving forward.
Yes,
If you guys do not decide to adopt a wheel tax, more than likely we will not get funded in the community crossings rounds moving forward.
correct. Okay, the third thing I have on the very back page of the activity report is some crack sealing, or surface sealing of the parking lots at the Magic Center and EMS building.
Is this part of that community crossing?
No, this is
totally
extra.
separate.
We have not sealed either parking lot
Correct.
for 3 or 4 years.
I'm just gonna tell you my concern on the one at the Magic Center. And that is if we are looking to possibly purchase a generator on there, that will end up taking the majority of our line item for maintenance at that building. So that's the only thing. I have no issue with the one at the EMS building, but I am concerned with the one at the Magic Center for this year then.
So such we should just do one right now?
What do you suggest?
I think we should do one, because the EMS is downtown, and that needs to look very, as good as it can be. That can wait. It's not as used as much as the EMS is.
I would make a motion that we,
The only other thing that I would ask if we're gonna do EMS is that we get a quick quote,
For
we can prove it in this, asphalt that little landscape
little
around the
landscape,
flagpole,
correct,
cause
okay,
we just,
yes. All right, I'll make a note. Thank you.
especially before we seal it.
so we're gonna just table it for now?
No, we can prove
Okay.
it, but I wanted to prove it to get the extra quote.
Okay. I will second that.
All in favor, say aye.
Aye.
What's the
You
amount?
could have had first, I was just wanting to have that.
What's the amount, Jeff?
$2,875.
So if that's in reason, I'll just go ahead and do it.
I would say if it's within, what was the other one, 2,500?
The
Or
other,
the
yeah, it was
concrete? So I
2,500
would
for
say if it's
concrete.
within $1,000, we ought to be.
Can this same guy do that?
Yes, he's gonna do some asphalt on the, over by the dumpster,
Okay.
because it's crap breaking off, so.
Yeah, I just include up to $1,000
Okay.
without further discussion.
That'll work. Very good. Thank you.
Thank you.
I do believe that's all I have. I'd like to thank you guys and thank everybody, all the surrounding towns that come in and help. And Kim especially, she's been very helpful to me and everybody else too. And that's all I
You guys
have.
have done a great job as well.
It's,
Yeah, it's everybody working
It's
together.
everybody come together. I was amazed.
I do have one other thing, sorry.
Yes, sir.
I think the guys that work with me, Steve, Ray, and Tim, I can't speak enough for them doing things that helpful for everybody.
Yeah, we saw I saw virtually everybody
Yes.
doing something all the time. So, thank you guys. It was you guys that did the work.
Chad?
We've had 20 calls since last time.
What have you been doing?
Yeah, we've got 20 calls since Wednesday. No, I'm just teasing. It seems like it.
Last time you had?
Our average is 85 to 89 a year, we're already at 56.
Did you want to put on record for the pump truck we talked about? You had one.
Oh yeah, I don't remember what it was.
You were gonna get a low profile.
Yeah, the 5-inch low profile. Butterfly, I have to
Butterfly
actually,
valve.
yeah, it's bad.
Won't seal or the gasket on it?
Won't seal, it's bad. So we gotta order a new one. But that's a split between town and township. And also, I need to start looking into get more tools. And I'll get prices and then try to figure something out, grants maybe, but I need a power ram, airbags, and another set of extrication equipment for 241. Because if it wouldn't been for Bremen, we would have never got that guy out of that semi.
I'll get quotes. Definitely need to get our truck up and running with that. So the water pump,
I'll get Shane on it.
Yeah. So, and that's, I would assume you talked to Brian, because they should be paying half of that.
Yeah, it's a split truck. I told him to get a hold of Ryan.
Yeah. You guys did a phenomenal job along with Raymond, so I just, shout out to you again. So, you guys did a house fire the next night.
Apartment fire, yeah. Yeah, I was sitting there in the living room and all of a sudden I heard the sirens go and I turned the scanner on, my heart just sunk.
Yeah, I know.
Oh my gosh, those guys.
I'm proud of every one of my guys because
You should
they really stepped up to the plate.
We have a wonderful department. Should be commended for that.
Is there anything else?
I know that's all I.
Susie's not here, but she gave her report.
You want me to go over it? Alright, Plan Commission, meets on Monday, April 14th, next Monday, I believe at 6 p.m. Hearing some requests from Christine Kitch to split her parcels into 2 separate parcels. It's 30's already got it split, so it won't be. And then they're going to be addressing some more container ordinance issues. Board of Zoning Appeals meeting on April 14th, also at 7 p.m. In regards to the damage and construction that pertains to the tornado damage. So what Susie and I had discussed is there's going to be a lot of variance issues with some of these buildings. So to come up with some kind of plan, either they're going to have to hear every one of them of existing buildings go back, or they're going to have to put some kind of pause on it or push through on it to get it to go. I know Marshall County is not charging for any permits for anything that was already existing. So.
But those people need to reach out to the county. Chuck was in here today, and he said if you reach out to them now, and you already did, they will waive all those fees for their contractors, so.
And then it says there's no urgent town business at this time.
The only thing I want to add into that with the zoning is, we still have a lot of people coming from the outside in and soliciting. We still have to be licensed and bonded in the county to do work here. So I encourage the citizens, if somebody comes in that they're not aware, that to make contact with us or Marshall County, make sure that they're licensed and bonded for their protection. Yeah, it's just not a fly-by-night company that takes advantage of someone.
I should have fallen off the other day.
Yeah. So, question, comments, questions?
I talked to Susie.
Do you mind stepping up your name for the record?
James Slayball. I just had talked to Susie Schetzel about the land just after put a chicken barn up, and then she said the town council had some questions. Then she said something about a public hearing. I'm fine with a public hearing. I'd like to know what questions so I can dig in so that I have answers to satisfy.
We can't necessarily give you what questions until we have all the details, and then the public hearing will be, everybody within 300 feet of that property will be notified also under the BZA. And it interferes, there's some questions on whether it interferes with our 2030 plan within our 2 mile district is one of the concerns, and then also the way the property is being used.
Mm-hmm.
That answer your question?
Somewhat, yeah.
Okay. Well, thank you for your time and coming.
Yeah.
Is there any other councilman or public comments? Or patron comments?
We're just proud to be from Bourbon. We're proud for the way you guys handled it, every single one of you, all of our community members. I mean, we really, really came together, and there is nothing but pride and heart in all that, and it is very well respected.
Good example for other communities.
Absolutely. And you don't do it any better than we've shown it. And
You
it
guys
is
was
incredible.
amazing too when you fed the whole
Yeah.
community that one night.
You
That
know,
was
we were
fabulous.
blessed to be able to do what we could for those who were doing all they could.
The brownies were really exceptional, so if you have any extra.
That is our seal.
That is the first thing I had to give was, I'm gonna go down
Marcia.
to there and see if there's any more of those brownies. That
Yes.
is the main thing that was.
You know what? When you get put on the spot to come up with that much food at one time, who do you call? Marcia.
Yeah.
She never lets you down, and it's always delicious.
And Marcel today furnished lunch for all of our town employees today, and I think they did the fire department, she did the fire department last night too, so she has been a godsend also.
She has, and you know, her family was hit pretty hard.
Yes,
Her
yes,
son
her
was
son
Her son
definitely.
and his family were hit very hard, and they have a mess out there. And our outskirts of town need a lot of attention still. And I just hope that as we move forward, people will remember that and continue to reach out and support those people, because we have a lot of people on the outskirts of town that they aren't even in their homes right now because of the destruction. And that's something that Marcel was dealing with, and she still pulled through, and she's incredible. So big props to our entire community for all that they were able to do and bless and go without sleep for hours or for days and days. And then what'd you get, Chad? Maybe half an hour and that fire alarm went off?
Well, your own house was, you were dealing with your own house plus.
Yeah, and you had your
Everything
own
else, so.
family in jeopardy as well. And I mean, we just, lots of, I watched the spotter truck leave the perch that night. And we were watching from our windows. I watched the spotter truck leave with the scanner on and knew that they were going to that accident. And I mean, that's scary business. Knowing that there were lines down, the traffic was not controlled, the lightning, the thunder, the rain. I mean, I don't know how you do what you do, but it's amazing.
We were all sponges, weren't we?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
sure.
And we're just very appreciative of all that each
It,
one of you that gave and did.
What does it say in our town when you come in? Something about small
It
town,
says
big
small
heart?
community, big heart, and I think that is spot on.
I really don't say this, but I don't think in some of the other communities or states you would have what we have, and truly, if you can market anything, that would be what you could market.
There was a guy, the next day we were helping Paige get everything out of her house, and there was a guy walking through there, and I don't know who he was or anything else, but he said, "This is amazing." He goes, "I'm from Lake County, and when there's a tornado like this, there's theft and looting. There's nobody helping anybody. There's people stealing stuff and taking what they can get." He goes, I've never seen anything like this where everybody comes in and helps everybody." He goes, in a lot of areas, it's an opportunity for people to take stuff. And he goes, "This is amazing. Your community is amazing." And I don't know who he was. I just heard him. He was actually kind of talking to somebody else, and I was walking by and doing some things, but and heard him say that. But I thought that's a testimony to this town.
I think everybody that was involved, was in awe.
Yeah.
Just in all ways. The generosity, the love, the giving, the ability, the training, all of it.
Yeah, it flowed. It flowed like we'd already practiced it,
Yeah.
unfortunately. I mean, not that I ever want to do it again.
Right,
but
right.
I was beside myself. There's no words. There really is no words for it. It's like everybody's like, "Oh, is everything okay?" And I said, that was the most humbling experience I've ever had in my life.
Yeah, you're not kidding. Many times brought to tears.
Councilmember comments?
I think we pretty well covered it.
Meeting adjournment?
I'll make a